STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
Okay, there's a few things that are bad for the environment. I was gonna say like my hairline, but why do I want to do myself like that? But yeah, things are bad for the environment. It seems to be some sort of an attack vector that the three-letter organizations like to use to get people on board with their insanities. Okay, bad for the environment.
It used to be Bitcoin.
Yeah, it used to be Bitcoin.
But no.
Yeah, but now it's not. I guess
something
it's not Bitcoin
else
anymore, and then they start doing all this ESG shit. By the way, I have a question about ESG real quick. These weapons that Ukraine is slinging across like that, not Ukraine, Israel as well.
Israel.
Right? Because Ukraine, I don't know where they stood on ESG and stuff like that, but we know that Israel is straight in alignment with G7, right? United Nations, United States, World Economic Forum and such, right? And as such, ESG is something that should be somewhere on their menu.
War is not ESG friendly.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say now. Is somebody counting the ESG scores on this thing?
Nope. I'm sure not.
Okay. Let's move on. Because I think that's not good for the environment either. Okay. So, Double O, what is going on here with this? We're going to watch this video. Give some context.
We were surfing the interwebs of X.
Yeah.
Looking for the truth.
Browsing.
Yeah.
Third year.
And the word seems to be spreading around the globe.
Right.
Doesn't this sound familiar before we had COVID? It's coming back. The Dutch farmers had theirs.
Yeah.
The Canadian truckers had theirs. Now it's Germany.
The German farmers.
The World Economic Forum is out here going around the entire continent trying to say farming is bad for the environment. And guess what the farmers did? Shut this baby down.
Where are they parked here? Are they parked at the government?
I think that they've been blocking the entire roads, going to parliament, pouring a bunch of fertilizer, manure on the buildings. Yeah. They're going crazy over there, man.
Wow.
I think the French had theirs about a month ago too as well.
Yeah, I mean, you see, the people have always decided what money is. The people vote these people into office. The people expect you to do things that is enhancing their prosperity, right? We see that the US recently launched a situation out there in the Red Sea called Operation Prosperity Garden. Whose prosperity are they trying to guard?
Not the Americans.
Okay. So in this case, now we see that the German farmers are showing what can be achieved when the people power becomes a mass mobilization movement. Their government is what, or their power is what the governments fear. Absolutely.
I mean, we trust them to represent us. Yeah. That is why we have governments.
Yeah.
But when they no longer represent you and they represent a different entity, then we have a problem.
I mean, it seems they're representing their own personal interest.
That's a lot of drugs, man.
That is a lot of tractors. I see a few John Deeres in there.
John Deere making money.
Yeah. Somehow I'm an African redneck, man. I love John Deere's. I would totally buy one just to have one. But who knows, right? Here's the thing, man. I think that, not that I think, the reality is that when the people kind of come together with their power, we are able to essentially determine what we want to be, how we transact, right? We've seen this over and over through history, right? People have decided what money is, and it has evolved and evolved and evolved. And then at some point in time, we get to this point of this idea of a democracy, which really at this point in time is in question, massively in question, right?
Democracy, right?
Yeah. Is it really the right way of governance? Nobody really knows, because there is no right answer. There is no handbook that says that only democracy is the correct way to govern. Is an authoritarian regime the way to go as well?
Let's remember, America was a constitutional republic,
right?
Not a democracy.
This is true.
So this whole redefinition of democracy is starting to get crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely getting crazy. They're just changing the words and bringing in something that's They've essentially been acting like it's not. It's not what they wanted for all the years up to this point, right?
If farmers can come together like this, imagine if the people started waking up and come together for all the other money situations.
That's exactly what needs to happen, and I think that's going to start happening soon. Well, it's already been happening on a small scale, but I think that at some point in time, we're going to see something of this scale for the sake of money. I'm surprised it's not really happening in Nigeria, to be honest.
I'm a bit concerned though.
Why is that?
You know how they keep lying to us that inflation is going down?
Yeah.
If this is happening in Germany, where a lot of our food come from,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have the situation in the Red Sea, with all the shipping containers
Right.
not being able to get around the globe easily anymore,
Right.
and we have what's going on in Dutch and in France. I mean, America's going to have to rely on its own internal production.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't import. Otherwise, inflation will be another big thing
Yeah.
in 2024.
It'd be extremely costly. But that's the thing. It's about these things are happening because of leadership. Okay. Because for me personally, I don't feel too concerned about it, and here is why. We can move. We can leave this country and go to where things will be more prosperous. Because when I look at this, essentially what you described there, the global conflicts that are going on right now,
Mm-hmm.
it seems to me that the blockage in the Red Sea is more detrimental to Europe than it is to all these other nations around the world.
Mm-hmm.
If ships have to now be rerouted for a lengthy period of time to go around the Horn of Africa, we understand that Somalian pirates are there. That would just be a situation that has to be handled one way or another. But it seems to me that it also presents massive opportunity for Africa, because I think that this Somalian pirate situation can be resolved if Somalia was getting proper economic engagement from all the trade that is passing in that environment.
Through their waters.
Thank you. So, if this trade now has to maintain that sort of route, it seems to me that there is a lot of economic progress coming through for the countries that these ships now will have to navigate by.
That's if the rest of them don't start asking for money too.
They should ask for money. They should ask for money. And they need to ask for money, okay? Because the only way you'll be able to make this longer route of shipping cheaper, right, is by adding on other economic engagement points along the route, right? Like, let's say,
Benefiting the lower continent, not just Europe.
exactly, right? And so, because I'm pretty sure that there are things that are being shipped, right, from Asia through the Red Sea to Europe and all these other areas that can be obtained from other places in Africa.
We know that.
Where the initiation of that shipping will be cheaper.
Can be obtained from South America and Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But for some odd reason, the pressure is only Europe and Asia. As a matter of fact, Europe, from what I'm understanding, is actually Asia.
I mean, if you look at it, it's landlocked, is it not?
Yes.
At some point.
So how is it its own continent?
Oh man, things are coming to the roost here. And here's the thing, because at the same time as all of these things are happening, and they're crying about this inflation, right? I don't think that this inflation is really going to be affecting other countries that are not of the European Union, because there's a lot of new trade deals that are happening. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but Putin has been very busy. They're signing new deals, new trade agreements and such. So this inflation that we speak of here, it seems like it's just going to be the West. And if the West cannot get a handle on this stuff and try to play nice with everyone else and humble themselves, it seems to me that at some point in time here, like I always say, the same way we left our country and came to this country, we out. There's kind of no two ways about it. I'm not interested in going toe to toe with any government. I get it. You guys have all the power. We'll just leave. The same thing that Bitcoin says. Opt out. We are going to win this thing without one gunshot being fired, is what I'm saying to you.
If you're in the West, you better be buying Bitcoin, because this is not panning out well for you guys right now.
Yeah. We are out. You must become a citizen of the world, man. The world is expanding.
Yes.
It's
no longer just London and London and New York City.
And New York, yeah. It's now Dubai. Okay, it is now China.
Now El Salvador.
It's now El Salvador. It's now South Africa.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that once again, the economic state of things is changing, and we're just looking at the old regime trying to grab onto that power. How can you say that food is bad for the environment? Literally, all the ships that are not coming through the Red Sea right now is because of food. They're carrying a lot of food, right? This is part of what the mass transit is about. So if you think food is bad for the environment, fine. No problem, brother. Okay? You guys stay here and eat insects. We'll go back somewhere and go and freaking do our own farm. Huh?
Eat some goat meat.
Yeah, eat some good meat, I guess.
Steak.
Yeah, whatever it is that you guys, GMO modify, whatever. It's insane. Absolutely insane.
Guys, believe it if you want to, but
listen,
farming is not bad for the environment.
I know that people, you can look at this, take this thing and go and try to break it down on some complicated terms and like have someone on CNBC show up and try to like complicate it and really make it seem like because of some economic shit that they learned somewhere that the rest of you do not know. By the way, do you know that this is a strategy of scammers? They use big words and many words to confuse people, to make it seem like what they're talking about here is freaking so astronomically difficult that the average person cannot understand it. If you look at the Bitcoin ETF, it's the same thing.
Oh,
okay.
The bankers do that a lot.
Yeah, they zigzag you left and right all over the place. But when you look at it at a very basic level, it is simple.
Very simple.
You are losing in the transaction. They're making money on it. And they're keeping power over you.
Simple as that.
Simple as that, man.
Yep.
There's no matter how you want to cut it. If you look at economics itself, when you look at Austrian economics, right, it brings it to a very basic level. In a balance sheet, you can always spend within your budget.
Let the economy be. Stop messing around.
Notice that once you start jumping over into credit, then things start getting extremely wild. Someone is holding $10 and then borrowing $9 of it, and then the other person is holding the 9 and borrowing another 10 of it, and then the money just starts multiplying out of nowhere.
How do you keep up with that?
That's the point. You're not supposed to be able to keep up with it. Right? But listen, farming is necessary for human.
And you know what's funny about the farming going on in Europe, though? It's not like the farming that goes on in South America and Africa, where they wipe out entire lands and build just palm trees or specific kind of plants and kill the original forestry or whatever that is there already.
Yeah.
This is stuff that has been going on for centuries. Now, why all of a sudden it's bad for the environment?
Yeah.
It's not like you're killing new trees. It's the same grasslands that have been there for centuries now. Now you just wake up one day and say it's bad for the environment?
No, people will cite global warming and the tractors and etc. Actually, these tractors are you could run them on cooking oil. Diesel now.
Diesel even.
You guys don't know the power of it. That's also the other thing that blows my mind. When you look at vehicles, okay, the diesel engine is actually way more efficient.
Longer mileage.
And so people just see black smoke and go, no, it's destroying the environment. Fine.
And less refinery needed.
Dude, listen, man.
And it's also good for the trees, because that's what the trees breathe in to give us oxygen.
Carbon monoxide, right? Carbon dioxide.
Come on, guys, it's not connected.
But sometimes people look at a situation and they don't take the full circle view of it yet. And that paperback situation is such a perfect one. Because I remember they were like, hey, we're killing the trees. We have to go to plastic bags. We're killing the trees. And then we went to plastic bags. And then they're like, wait, we're using too much plastic. It's not good for the environment, blah, blah, blah. And then we're going to go back to paper bags. Then we went back to paper bags. But then now, you can still get a plastic bag, but they're just going to tax you for it.
And the paper bag too. I get taxed for the paper bag too.
You get plastic bag?
Yes.
So what is happening? Are the trees not dying anymore? Let us carry our groceries in our hands when we come to the store, man. Maybe we all need to buy a wheelbarrow.
You know what's funny about all of this? The same people that are screaming all this are driving Lambos and Bugattis.
Flying in private jets,
and
yachts.
the funny part is that the technology that they use for that came from these dang gun tractors, from the farms. Did you know that? The first car came from somebody sitting in the farm and said it's tired of the horse pulling the buggy.
Yeah.
and then came up with the first vehicle. Like a farmer came up with the latest new industrial revolution technology. It all came from this. Now you're attacking them.
I have nothing else to say to this, ladies and
done,
gentlemen.
man.
We hope you guys can see the madness that is going on in our society today, man.
Governments just suck everywhere right now.
Yeah, this is why I'm so disappointed, because I'm like, guy, this is not what we came here for. Please stop trying to be scammers, man. This stuff it just makes all of you look stupid. And I think that technology is really playing into this as well, because so much of society is way more educated right now, because you cannot hide from the information anymore. The information is coming at you, whether you want it or not. Okay, even if you're just scrolling on TikTok, you're going to learn something you did not know before.
You can't be lied to with the old school newspaper and sitting down waiting for the news to be delivered to you by CNN and Fox News. It's literally right there from the people, directly from the people every day.
Exactly. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, just let us know what you think in the comments.
Don't let CNN tell you that this is a tractor cash show.
Yeah,
this is not a cash show.
Exactly. Yeah,
there's some people coming together saying no.
Yeah.
Through extreme bad governance.
Buy land, prepare for your own farming situation, all that good stuff. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel, okay? Because we can also teach you how to farm. Okay? You don't know that yet, but who knows? On X, okay, we are there at STAKK, and of course on Spotify, we are STAKK. Until next time, ladies and